Friday fix. Okay, so this is promo. Hey Google, stop. Okay, there you go. But I'm gonna do, okay, maybe I could put that lower actually, but this is a show I'll be doing every Friday, just kind of like music I like. This artist is just called POMO. There you go. And just life update, news, things I found that I liked, aka products, but could be anything. Like this, I found a weighted blanket. I was like, holy ish, what have I been missing my whole life? So I got this at I guess at TJ Maxx, but highly recommend. What else was I gonna say? Just so many things. Also got this plant. Okay, now my plant collection's almost complete. This is like a fern, so I guess this is your thing of the plant of the week. But I've been gardening like mad since this weekend, and yeah, I actually have like most everything in the ground that's left alive. So I probably wasted like 50, 60 bucks because so many of these other plants died. But yeah, I mean, oh, here we go with weekend morning hole digging. I love this hoe. Y'all, I love this garden hoe, that is. And it's made gardening a lot easier, just planting things. It's like a 2-prong weeding hoe from Home Depot. So these transplanted vegetables perked up nicely after being put into the ground with adequate water. There's some broccoli. There's other types of broccoli as well. That's Brussels sprouts. And I believe this one is an heirloom variety rapini, which is more like a broccolini. Beet, ooh, so luscious, the color, bull's blood beet. Another type of beet, I put those. I have one tomato plant in each of these planters. Not sure if they should be more in ground. I gotta research it a little bit. Kohlrabi, I've never had that. I'll be so excited if they fully form. I think they're probably a little bit closely spaced, but it's my herb section. Then you've got kind of these like root vegetables and eggplants, so yeah. Oh, there's me hacking away at the plants and such. I'm gonna put a layer of topsoil on top too. So that's my little plant update. And here's a glimpse of my living room. Hopefully we'll have a full houseplant tour by this month. So, what else are we gonna discuss? What else has happened this week? What's with this, like, Elon Musk wants to be an influencer? I mean, first, he's already kind of one. Second, yeah, hell yeah, why not? And on that note, it's like, Tesla saved my life. I was like in one lane. I was so tired that I didn't see like the driver on my left-hand side, but it was like, there was a driver there and it like put me back into this lane, and I literally like flew up a little bit for a split second. It was directly in my blind spot. And so if that didn't autocorrect, I think it's this function. So this is the feature that saved my life, not this one, but this blind collision warning. So that looks all peaceful in this little animated segment, but it was like, boom, immediately like put you in your lane a few feet. So thank you, Tess. You're my number one bang now, because otherwise it'd be like crashing. Plus, they changed their interface. This was, I feel, like a month ago that they changed it to kind of like this really cute little bubbly and like animated version of the car. This is actually dynamic and not static, with a little charging green streak moving up and down. Here's an image of what I mean. It's all animated, like cartoon-like, whereas this is more like a 3D rendering. This is what it used to be without that animated charging. And here's a bonus Joyride song of the week, which is by Looney, called Some Kind of Love. A little bit. I kind of miss the old ones. I'm like, yo, where's the classic format? But now it's like a little animated. Hopefully I discover some Easter eggs. I guess the practical tip there is just, yeah, if you don't have the phone app on at all times, like in the background or just in the foreground of your phone apps, it'll just basically be like Bluetooth disconnected and you have to unconnect and disconnect. So I always have that on. Market news. What's with this Evergrande? So this story has been running since a few months ago. Evergrande is a huge Chinese property developer. On their loans, they've been defaulting, and the kind of down trend of the ARK Invest stocks, which is a fund for disruptive tech, particularly in software, I'd say. They made a large splash last year with great returns in these COVID-centric stocks, led by Cathie Wood. They also have a few ETFs that you can invest in. I'm still deciding. I'm actually in my head today, I was like, okay, I'm down like 4K on the ARK Invest stocks that I incidentally picked because of, I projected that it'll still grow because remote work is here to stay. Now I think I'll just hold. I mean, if I take the L, I don't know if it's gonna go up next month. It seems like it might just crater and be steady. But I mean, you only have so many years to be minus 3K all the time for tax loss harvesting. And I'm thinking it's just not a big deal. Like if you have other stuff coming in, and part of me is like, no, I need to make it like look good. So you just put some other plays. I've been like neglecting it a little bit since I've gotten sick. Before it was like, yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's go through like self-sabotage. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I'm like, what is the root of my self-sabotage and procrastination? This is probably something a lot of people think about. And TLDR, I think it all boils down down to fear, right? Fear of the unknown, fear of what other people think, fear of dying, fear of looking, I mean, we already said that appearances, but not just appearances, how you'll feel towards yourself, fear of disappointing yourself, being perfectionist. But to kind of put the different fears down the avenues and to get some framework for like how to go approach it, here's a few things that I recently thought of. So first kind of root for me is indecision, and kind of to cure indecision, I was reading this I was watching while I was gardening and cleaning. This is why I love calls, is because I can clean and exercise or take a walk during them. I've like gained 10 pounds texting because people only find it acceptable to text these days. So, I mean, there's other things. I guess I could have like exercised more, but I was just like, other things I want to do. Like make this video. The TED Talk for Life Design by this guy. You can check out the link there. He was like, you know, you can just do 3 choices. Something about threes, the power of threes, which I agree with, because 2 is too binary. And if your brain craves creativity and or variety. And my phone stopped recording because its storage was full. So here's the relevant TED Talk bit that I was discussing. I really love this slide. I think it's a bit more unique than a lot of the more cliche slide decks or just ideas, and it makes it a scientific process almost, as well as like kind of like a startup business of your life. So that's my book or author of the week. So thank you, Bill Burnett, for the great ideas and awesomeness. And I'll be reading this Designing Your Life book by him and Dave Evans. During Black Friday, instead of getting products this year, because I'm like, I already got everything I need. I was like getting educational things like Udemy courses on commercial real estate or just real estate investing, and this enrolled agent course from Climb. So when you're an enrolled agent, you can represent clients to the IRS. And my mom has a CPA business. She's been running for 30, almost 40 years now. So obviously that's a lot of accumulated knowledge and experience, so it'd be nice to pass down. She was like, I don't want to broker it. It's kind of like, baby, I'm either just going to shut my doors and maybe tell some clients to go to some other CPAs, but yeah, that's that. And I was like, oh, it's kind of a waste to kind of let it go down the drain. Like if you can do a fam biz, and I'm actually really interested in personal finance. So I was like, you know what, at this point in my life, 10 years ago, I'd be like, ew, accounting is boring. Now I'm like, yo, I gotta see everyone's finance. But honestly, I do want to help you. Done this for the last few years, helping her out. And they're, highest bracket trading, so businesses and like different types of investing and hotels that have done this or that. And yeah, I find it all really interesting. I have a reminder to sell these 2 stocks that I should have sold that just popping up on my reminder, which I should have paid more attention to. But I will next year. I think I'm gonna make it a thing. I may not full on day trade, but I think, hey, content creators have the future in my opinion. And if you're not doing it, then yeah, you might be at a loss. I used to be afraid of social media. I finally only posted a little bit, but I've accumulated a lot of these videos. As long as I keep posting them and the quality isn't bad because I'm not that boring AF, then it actually accumulates if it's informative or even vaguely entertaining. So I'm just gonna go with it. And you know what? I'm just gonna use my iPhone. I feel so much more natural just like using this. I think that's actually a key to my procrastination and self-sabotage was like, I need that camera to do well. And it's like, yo, nobody even watches you right now. Who even cares if the camera is a camera or not? Like, so in the beginning, it's just like put something out every day until some algorithm picks you up, or just like, I was like, it's cool to have a little capsule of what I was thinking. And yeah, it's kind of weirdly public, but as if I don't even tell randos my whole life story all the time. So that doesn't matter. So as aforementioned, my phone storage was full, so this was cut off prematurely. Hopefully next time it'll be a little bit more organized, or it could just be fun and free-flowy / random kind of lifestyle and news update on Fridays, or at least by the weekend if I'm really hosed. So with that, thanks and catch you next time.